Why the Woodrow? Before we start, please like and subscribe to the channel. We're on our journey to some really great things, and it would be great to have you subscribe. It costs you nothing. None of my videos are sponsored by anybody. It would be nice if there were, but they're just not. So everything that I look at is stuff that I've been using for a while and stuff that I know, and it's advice based on gigging, using studios, and pleasure as well. So there we go. I live and breathe guitar, and here is one of my favourite pieces of equipment right now. This is the Woodrow. So the Woodrow is a 1955 5E3 Deluxe, Fender Deluxe, for you to use on your board or on your in your studio or whatever, in a pedal. It has, long story short, it's an amp, it has a booster, it has lots of different speaker configurations, and it essentially gives you loads of presets as well. Two things that I really like about it. One, you can configure the buttons so that you could use it on an ampless rig and have access to your presets and have access to the boost. Number two, the form factor is fantastic. But mainly the best thing about it is I've had all the modelling gear, but this actually sounds and feels, I know that sounds like absolute nonsense, but this feels and sounds like a proper amp. And it doesn't sound remote, or like a lot of modelling stuff tends to me, sounds like it's far away, like it's not in the same room as where I am. So this actually just comes to life. You know, you plug this into a PA system and the whole sound just sounds sweet. And the people that I play with in my band, they're all seasoned musicians. They're all better than I am, I think, in my opinion. These guys actually say, "Oh, I love the sound of that. What is it?" And the sound engineers go, "Oh, I love the sound of that. What is it?" So you know, it's that kind of level of equipment. I got it used. It was around about £200, which is, for what it is actually quite good. Let me just run through some basic things on it, because when you get one of these, no one's really doing a deep dive on one of these. I think there's one deep dive video that I found where somebody really got into it, and he did a fantastic video, great musician, on YouTube. But when you see this this amp, you've got essentially two knobs here. You've got like a amp and mic, right? So these were originally designed to have an amplifier, volume, and a microphone input, and they do have 4 inputs normally. And then what people did was the same as what they did with the old Marshalls. They would sort of jump the channels. This has got the jump channel thing. The output's great on it as well, so you just got this one output knob here. So I'm just gonna demo this really. I'm gonna get a different guitar, because I mean, it's a great sort of touch responsive thing, this amp. But if I think it sounds best with this one. It's P90's Les Paul. So I always have it kind of set clean. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn off my effects. So I've just got... So I can add a bit more to that. Lots of harmonics there, lots of really nice kind of sustainy stuff. I'm just going to have it a little bit there. So when it breaks up initially, this is with the volumes very low, you get a nice warm sound. Let me just turn, what's happened here. If I turn up the volume, it's just cool, isn't it? So it goes quite fluffy sounding. That's the Fenderiest overdrive I've ever heard. Let me turn that down, turn the microphone one up. So this has a harder kind of breakup. It really blooms nicely, doesn't it? This kind of reminds me of that Larry Carlton. I put both on. That's if I really whack it, you know. It sounds kind of like 70s Marshall-y tones, which, I don't know. I used the 70s Marshall as my main gigging amp for many years, and I just had it sort of preamp low, clean kind of sound, and then when I added like a tube screamer or a DS1 or something, I'd kind of get that sound. Now the reason why I'm getting quite a Marshall-y sound is because I've got a Marshall 4x12 here selected. And if I do this, that's 4x10. Proper bitey, you know, a little bit bassman-y kind of sounding. So you've got, it's a very different approach to normal amps, and I think this is why people tend to not buy these over, say, the Dream or the Marshall Lions. The Lion one is absolutely amazing. Like, the Dream's great, but the Lion is outstanding. If I was in the market for something Marshall-y, I've bought a Friedman BE, but if I wanted something that would be you know, one of these pedals, that would be the way to go. So if I just wind down now the amp just to sound clean again, sounds lovely, doesn't it? You've got a treble knob, well, a tone knob. This is how it pushes the treble. I love it. Okay, how does it take pedals? Let's have a look. So my favourite, bit of delay. those. Let's have a listen to it with a you could just get lost in that tone. So that's kind of the initial premise of this amp, and there's quite a few speaker emulations you can go through. So I really like the Marshall 4x12, just because of how the speakers kind of soften up as the gain gets bigger. And on my own rig, I'll kind of use the stack compressor, and then I'll also use this. This is like a dumbler. That's, you plug that into a PA. And it takes pedals really well, so even a big muff, like it's like having a synth. If I want to thin out my tone, you know, this one's good. So you've got loads of stuff with the Woodrow, and then you've also got your presets. So the presets are great because you can go on the app. When you're on the app, you can go through them, and then you can just save them into the Woodrow. And then, so my favourite one, again, it's because I'm kind of like the Marshall, the old Marshall tone. If I press this, it's just great, and you can use that as any kind of rock tone that you might want. You can get it to really be like imploding on itself, almost like a fuzz. So if you just turn the whole thing up, so yeah, it's just got some really cool little features. And then the last thing is your boosts. So it's got 3 boosts on it. It's got the stock boost. So if I press this, alright, I can get up, and this is based on a tape. Quite clean. And then down here, this is an Echoplex. And that's just great for soloing. Add something else. features there just from one modeler. But that modeler, that particular amp, can do pretty much everything, and it's an old style amp. So if you are happy to spend a little bit of time just tweaking it and getting yourself some settings that you like, you've got a really, really useful and versatile piece of equipment. And I would say, obviously, the Lion's great for high gain sounds. The this one's a little bit more mid-forward than the Dream. So the Dream pedal has that has the Deluxe reverb. Now I have a Deluxe reverb. I've got the Tone Master one. They're great. If I need a Deluxe reverb, I use them. For this, I wanted, so I've got a Friedman for my Marshall tones. For this, I wanted that old Fender tweed sound. This just delivers it in spades, and I feel like I don't really need to buy a Tweed Deluxe. Though I probably would, just because, you know, but you know, guitarists and stuff, we buy things we don't need sometimes. But that is a really inspirational bit of equipment that you can use live. I use it all the time now, and it's great because I'd much rather take a pedal board and a guitar to a gig than a pedal board, guitar, amps, that kind of stuff. So this is definitely one of my favourite bits of equipment, and every time I use it I feel like I don't want to kind of leave it alone. I want to keep playing with it. So really cool bit of kit, sounds great with any guitar that I use. So obviously we've been doing P90. What else would I use? We've done a little bit with the Strat. So something with humbuckers. Let's try this. Les Paul obviously is gonna, you'd think it'd sound good. Just excellent. Put the great little tone there. And you know, if I start using other pedals to kind of boost the guitar signal, it's a really good platform for whatever you're going to put in front of it. So that's the Woodrow, fantastic amp. The 55 is called Woodrow 55. Fantastic amp in a box. I'm not looking to change anytime soon. I'm constantly being inspired by it. I recommend that you try one out if you haven't already. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please like the video. And offer your comments. It would be really good to know if you quite like the idea of one, or if you've tried one and it wasn't for you, why. That would be quite interesting to know, because I'm in happy land with this one. You might not be. Have you found something that's really great and actually makes this not so great? I know that the new Origin Effects has come out now. Origin Effects makes some fantastic stuff. I love their compressors. I'll be keen to know what this is like. But the great thing about the Woodrow is you've got the boost, you've got the presets, and you've also got the fantastic speaker cabs. So for me, that's really flexible. It makes quite a flexible package. I wonder if the Origin Effects pedal actually gives us that that beautiful kind of tone that we're looking for, and the flexibility. I'm sure it does. But is it going to be flexible enough for the working musician? So if you've got one of those, I'd love to hear your comments, and I'd love to see some sort of comparisons or some thoughts. But yeah, the Woodrow is here to stay in my setup. Until next time, be excellent to each other.